everyone, thanks for being here at the Graphics Fairy. My name is Angela and I'm back to share another design team journal creation with you guys. This one, it's exciting every time. I feel like I say the same thing because you guys know that I love perusing through all the different curated kits, the bundles. Every Monday I'm excited to see what has been released because that's when a new theme bundle has been released. And this month, or for this term, it was really easy for me to decide because I love to sew, and the colder months bring about those feelings of, quilts and making gifts for family members. So I decided to do a sewing theme journal. So that's why I used a piece of quilt for the cover, and I hand stitched around. This is the main bundle that I pulled from, is the sewing ephemera, and again, these are just all the images. In this particular kit, you select what you want and you decide how big you want to print it out. I also pulled from other kits, which will be listed at the bottom as well from the premium membership site. Another thing I did, a little something different this month, they have not just graphics, but they also have things that you can make. Like, I didn't realize that you could do like the Altoid tins. You could do maybe a small journal, one of those. You can make a sewing box. There's lots of different things. If you've had a chance to explore, if you have a membership, but you can do more than just journals. There's lots of different you could pull for crafts. So this is the sewing box, which I thought would be fun to go along with the journal. And that's the lid. I put a few trinkets inside of here, and then the bottom. So really simple. It was actually really fun to just cut it out and piece it together and put little bits and bobs inside of there. I even made a few tags to go inside. Everything has beauty, and I used old quilt piece, and like the batting's coming out. And be original. And this last one, actually the butterfly, is from the kit, and it says, out of limitations comes creativity. So just put those in there, set that aside. And are you guys ready to jump in and see? Again, the closure just has a handmade with love, and this is a blue sari silk that I used as the closure for the closure. Oops, my front pocket there. And you'll see that again, I used the quilt piece and I just trimmed. I did I believe it's a blanket stitch all the way around, and there's a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back. And the quilt goes all the way around, front cover and back cover. So let's jump in and get started. So in the pocket here, I just have extra buttons and some thread. And I took an old seam binding packaging, and I added a verse in there. And this is an old vintage postcard, Best Christmas wishes and happiness throughout the year. Again, I went into this as like a gift journal to someone who likes to sew. This came from an old vintage magazine, the Patchwork Quilt of 1850. I added some buttons up there, some vintage buttons, some lace. This background blue paper here is from one of the kits. I love it. I love that it adds such a pop of color. And you'll see another one, I have a red one. And this again is an old children's fashion, just different outfits for patterns. I had fun adding trims and adding old vintage goodies, and a singer for Christmas, just a vintage advertisement, and pattern, sewing pattern tissue paper. Added a pocket with a few stitches and added trim and a button there. This is from March 1919, talking about dress accessories and household embroideries. This is an image, a graphic from the bundle. And then this again is paper from a different bundle too. I love the pop of red. And I love printing out. There are several of these different papers throughout the journal on the news. It's a newsprint paper that I found at Michael's. And I love printing on that because it just gives it, automatically gives it that vintage aged look. And here's another one that I did on the, oops, if I can take it out, on the newsprint. The rotary shuttle sewing machine. This is part of that kit as well. This is a Sears advertisement, Robux. And this is probably one of my favorite journal spreads, layouts in this one. The kit has button cards, so I put some buttons on there. And I also love, I don't know if I can get it in there, this image of the mom and the children, and she's sewing. This is taken from a Needlecraft Home Arts magazine. Needlework. And this is something, I'm not sure where I got this from, but I loved it. Fit the theme, so I stuck that in there with the buttons, button card. And these are those two sisters. This came from the Graphics Fairy. They have like an ancestor vintage set and just other vintage photos that you can get. And inside there's some old pieces that I just tucked in, and a receipt. It's also on newsprint from the Graphics Fairy. And then this is the center, my center spread. This is probably my absolute favorite piece. I'm a little biased. It's a number 9, and it's an advertisement for a sewing machine, but I really like it because I have 9 children, so there you have that. Here's a tag, a journaling spot. This opens, and I added some trims down here. Another newsprint with the different needle drill. And then this looks kind of like an envelope. This is one of the pieces, again, from here, and you can make it as big as you want, the size that you want. Cut that out, and you open it, and it just has a little tuck place for journaling. This is another tag that I had made. Lots of stitching. The doily. And these images are from the Graphics Fairy. Just an advertisement for cord, for thread. And then a place where you could take notes. And this is that paper from a different bundle. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I just added something here for just a little texture. An old advertisement for ironing boards. Oops, and I think I have additional pages stuck there. There we go. Here's another picture from the Graphics Fairy. A mom or family member with their children. And then here I just added, this is an old piece that I had bought some time ago that I thought just went with that red pop really well. Pop of red throughout the journal. Oops. It's not going to go back on there right now. I had it just clipped in a way that you could just lift it up. And then this back pocket. This is another piece from that kit. So there you have it. I hope you have enjoyed this flip through. I hope you've been inspired, and thank you for joining me today.